32 minutes. All right, we'll try to fit that in somewhere. Anyway, SOULFORGE time. All right, so what do we have? We go straight to the Mythics. I like to open the Oreo and lick the cream filling. So let's go check it out. Oh my goodness, we got Dow. Not that he's good or anything, I just need him, and it's the last Mythic I need. I have 3,774. Let's hold on a second. Hold on a second. Can I do this right now? Jewels, diamonds. Oh yeah, baby, watch this. Boom, last mythic I needed in the SOULFORGE that I can get with diamonds. Now diamonds are totally worthless to me. Sweet. Anyway, let's get back to the SOULFORGE, what you guys care about. Ulf Harrigan is a legendary. Dow is a mythic. Pharaoh Nefertani is a mythic. Gargantuar is a mythic. And Scorpius is a mythic. So what kind of order for these? I just crafted this. Eliminate a number from a random skill on an enemy. Destroy 8 gems of one of their mana colors. Then repeat 2 more times for random enemies. Like reverse Shabana Vespera, right? 30% chance to summon a Servant of the Tao when matching 4 or more gems. Doesn't sound too great. Pharaoh Nefertani. Deal damage, boosted by Deathmark enemies, curse and disease all enemies. Deathmark a random enemy matching 4 or more gems. Gargantuar. One of the worst mythics in the game. And Scorpius. So this week, Scorpius is probably the best mythic. He was way better like 6-7 months ago when you could still do the Urskaya difficulty 12 Explorer team where every enemy could be poisoned and then lethally killed with a combination with your rally. You can still do that in certain spots, but it's just not a guarantee anymore. So it used to be every enemy was able to be poisoned, and it was a guarantee. Now it's not a guarantee, so still probably the best one in here. It's just not a top 10. It's probably not a top 20. But it's the best one in here this week, so that says something about these mythics. 28 purple, yellow, brown, drifting sands monster. Deal damage to the last 2 enemies. The damage is lethal on any poisoned enemy. And it has impervious. So next up would probably be Pharaoh Nefertani, because she has a curse option here. 24 red, yellow, brown, Kitar Undead. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by death-marked enemies. Curse and disease all enemies. It's your curse option. And then I already said Pharaoh's Curse. Death-mark a random enemy when matching 4 or more gems. Necromancy. I guess a little extra little plus there. Then probably Dow. Gargantuar is one of the worst in the game, so Dow is ahead of him because of that. 26 red, purple. Brown, Leonis Empire, Elemental Mystic. Eliminate a number from a random skill on an enemy. I already read that, but destroy 8 gems of one of their mana colors and repeat 2 more times for random enemies. 30% chance to summon a Servant of Tao when matching 4 or more gems. Then Gargantuar, if I was going to ever make a top 5 worst mythics in the game, he would probably make the list, that's for sure. 22 red, purple, brown, Groshnak, Daemon, Orc. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by all allies and enemies killed. So to boost his damage, you have to die. That's stupid. 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 Anyway, let's take a look at the legendaries. Nothing to write home about for the mythics, except for me, because I needed Dow. Maybe this is the first time you've ever seen Dow in the SOULFORGE, so maybe that's something of note. But, I'm not 100% sure on that one. He was a campaign mythic from like the couple campaigns ago, right? What do we got for legendaries? We got Ulf Harrigan. We got the Dragon Soul, Imp of Love, and Mulak. I'd say the Dragon Soul is probably the best one. Ulf Harrigan's okay, though. Probably the Dragon Soul just for, like, overall. You can farm souls with them. If you get him super early, he's decent. You can pair him with a bunch of dragons. Like, very early in the game, he does a decent amount of damage to all enemies. And he explodes a bunch of gems. And he gains souls. So, one of those legendaries, if you get it super duper early in the game, it can be helpful. But you don't want to craft it, like, later in the game, I would say. Explode random gems, deal 8 damage to all enemies boosted by number of dragon allies. That's the thing. So he deals 8 damage, then it boosts off of dragon allies. So you can make a full team of dragon allies. I forget how much the boost is, but he ends up doing like 20 damage or something to all enemies, which is pretty decent. I think it's like 4 damage per dragon or something like that. Ends up being like 20 damage. So that's really good early in the game, because a lot of enemies only have like 20 durability. So plus he explodes and gains souls. So the sooner you get it, the better. Kind of like Infernus as a mythic. The sooner you get Infernus, the better. The later you get them, they'll drop off. The sooner you get the Dragon Soul, the better. The later you get them, drops off. Then who? Probably Farragon. 16 blue-brown, Sword's Edge, Human Knight. Deal true damage to 3 random enemies. If an enemy is wounded, deal 10 extra damage. Then summon Ulf's Mascot. So true damage is always better than physical damage, so you got that. You're doing it to 3 random enemies, so you could hit the same enemy twice and kill them. If an enemy's wounded, that means they lost a little bit of life, which is kind of weird, but if you do this guy twice, then they're going to be wounded. So if you cast this guy twice, you can probably wipe the entire other team, almost guaranteed. Well, it's only 10 extra damage, but still. Then summon Ulf's Mascot. It's got a summon, too. So you like to see these kind of troops where they do a lot of stuff, especially if it's good stuff, like true damage and summoning. So he'd probably be my second. He might be the first best in here, really, but I don't know. I'll go with the Dragon Soul today. True banding, it's that banding crap they tried to do a while ago. Now they're doing the make a potion crap. But banding, it's not that strong. And then probably Mulak. 14 red, yellow, white helm, daemon, drain all mana from an enemy, deal true damage boosted by mana drained. Suppression, fire link, fireproof. Not great. But still, it's true damage. And a drain. He's doing multiple things again. Not terrible, but not the best ever. Somewhere in the middle. And who was last there? Imp of Love. 12 red. Primal, elemental. Deal scatter damage and charm a random enemy. If I am wounded, either bless all allies or give 3 magic to all allies. You know? It's an imp. So if you need it. Gain 8 magic on red gem matches. Firelink, Elemental Bond. The imps are like super old troops that came in a long time ago. Kind of like the Apocalypse troops. It was kind of cool back then, but there's way better options these days type of stuff. Yeah, and that's it for that. So overall, I would say it's a pass this week. But hey, Dow's here if you need it. And the Dragon Soul, if you're like super level 200, level 100, and you just happen to have 800 diamonds, and you want to make a dragon team, you're like, you love dragons so much. It's got to be like multiple reasons. But let's look at the weapons now. Morning Boomstick, Goody, DC. I'll get into this chat after the SOULFORGE here. I might clip this out, so I don't want to make it too crazy long. Anyway, weapons. Fist of Heaven. That's a good weapon. Let's read it. Explode yellow gems grant a random status effect to all divine allies and summon a divine troop. That's a good one. If you missed it, you might want to get it. They started making those a few months ago, these kind of weapons. They will say explode a certain color and then grant a random status effect to a certain typing. then summon that typing. Like, they've had that for a lot of stuff. Shintang, Divine, Elemental. They're putting it in for a lot of stuff, and it's always good. It's always good. Make a full team of Divines. You're going to give a good stats effect to all of them, and explode a bunch of yellow, and summon if you need it. Just throw it down. Just don't put it in first slot. That way your summon is there. Angel of Death. Death mark an enemy and deal damage boosted by yellow gems. Something new, I guess. I think it's a new weapon. I don't have it. I gotta make sure it's not in an event before I craft it here, though. And I don't even think I have any diamonds right now. Oops. But hey, I need a Dow more than anything, so I don't care. Staff of White Helm. Remove all yellow gems, deal damage to an enemy boosted by gems removed. If the enemy is from White Helm, deal double damage. Guardian Hammer. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by White Helm allies. Then create a mix of yellow and brown for each White Helm ally. Oops. That might be useful this week. You never know, though. Sometimes they don't line it up the way they should. But Guardian Hammer, just keep it in mind. Fist of Heaven, keep it in mind. You might want to use it this week. Divine Protector. Here, this might be the best thing. The two weapons. Luckily, they're cheap. So Fist of Heaven and Divine Protector. I probably would not advise leaving this week without those two. And it's only 600 diamonds. Divine Protector. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by Divine allies. Then create a mix of 6 red and yellow gems for each Divine ally. This is actually used on Divine teams that are pretty good. So it's one you probably should have been waiting for. Like Rage Reaver, Nimbus Bow, Rope Dart. Throw in Divine Protector. That's one of those. I'm yelling it from the rooftops right now. Hey, everyone, Divine Protector. It's in the SOULFORGE. You better get it. It's only 300 diamonds. Yelling it from the rooftops. If you don't have it. Doomed Scripture. It's one of those doomed weapons that people are whipping their panties off about for Guild Wars. That one time every, 5 weeks on that one day. But hey, there it is. Second best red, or yellow actually. Is that a yellow? Second best yellow doomed weapon. A lot of good weapons though. So the story of the SOULFORGE is a lot of good weapons. And Dow is there if you don't have it. He's not good or anything, but he's there.